footsteps along the corridor behind you.
Carl, you're right. Tell us you can hear that.
That sounded like a female voice.
To the left.
Whoa! Get up! Whoa! Gotta get up! Get go!
Hello, I'm Yvette Fielding, and this week I've brought you to Yorkshire and to a place that houses a multitude of hauntings, from ghostly children to a phantom tea lady and to a malevolent entity. Welcome to Most Haunted and the Knottingley Town Hall. After almost a century of meetings being held in a room of a workhouse at Hilltop, it was decided that the ancient and noble town of Knottingley needed its own public building. And so, on the 29th of June 1865, the foundation stone was laid by Sidney Wolfe. And although dogged by controversy and disagreements, Knottingley Town Hall was opened on the 15th of September of the same year and at once became the central point for local residents, with 700 people attending its opening ceremony. The ground hall it's built on has its own history, as it was once home to a medieval monastery which was dissolved by King Henry VIII. The area is also said to have been used for witchcraft and pagan rituals. The hall itself has witnessed celebrations, great wars and tragedy, so no wonder it's said to be haunted by the restless souls of its mysterious past. With occurrences in most parts of the building, spectral shadows, ethereal noises and ghostly children, I had to bring my team to Knottingley Town Hall. Dark shadows and knocking noises seem to be experienced in this particular area. The stage seems to be a hotspot for paranormal activity. But who is responsible for it? This boardroom has been a meeting place for many years. Debates and heated conversations have taken place. But now this massive table is known to vibrate and move all on its own. Foreboding cellars touch the surface of what used to be a medieval monastery. Could the dark shadows that are seen here regularly be that of the monks that would have resided here? Some World War II airmen were killed tragically in a car accident outside this building. Their bodies were brought in here until it was time for them to be laid at rest. Could it be their hands that grab unsuspecting guests? Guttural groaning noises are also heard. Who's responsible for this strange paranormal phenomena? Hopefully, we'll find out tonight. To get more of an insight into what has occurred here, who better to ask than Town Hall Secretary and volunteer Christina Gelder about her experiences.
I run my local dance school here, so basically it means sometimes being here on my own early in the morning, late at night, and it wasn't until a couple of years into teaching here that a few things started happening. So basically if we locked the toilet doors on a night, lock up, shout, anybody there, lock the doors, turn the key, and then the handle would start moving up and down really, really fiercely. And the children would be shouting, "Oh, you've locked somebody in." So we opened the door and checked, there's absolutely nobody there at all. Also felt presences at the side of me. I've been in a room, walking out of the room, turned around to speak to somebody to find that there's nobody there at all. We've had glasses smashing behind the bar. A glass has just jumped off the shelf and completely smashed into lots and lots of pieces, had to be thrown with some kind of force. A lot of us experienced footsteps across the hall, from one side of the hall to the other. Voices, usually muffled voices, men's voices, keys jangling. In places like the basement, myself and Leslie don't come on our own into the basement. Most of the time they are nice presences, but some of the time they can be quite frightening.
With so many ghost sightings, stories of witchcraft, and a site that was built on top of a medieval monastery, I wondered if this location was just as intriguing to demonologist Fred Batt as it was to us.
Well, tonight this is a very interesting location as far as I'm concerned. It's built on the remains of a medieval monastery. In fact, it's mentioned in the Doomsday Book. The building we're in now was built in the late 1800s, but in 1857 it was the site of the Swan Inn. There was a Saxon burial pit nearby where some charred bodies were found, and that usually means a witchcraft in the area. Is there a connection between the witchcraft that happened here hundreds of years ago to the entities that are here today? Tonight we're hoping to find out. As a demonologist, I'm not really interested in the ghosts of children running around and dark shadows appearing. I want to see the beast himself. And with what I've been told goes on here, there may be a chance of that. Let's hope so. Tonight, I'm going to conduct an experiment that's going to change the life of one of the crew. They don't know who it is, nor does anybody else, but tonight it's going to be spectacular.
In such a place with so many stories, it's good to keep our feet on the ground. Enter our resident skeptic, Glenn Hunt.
Now, Glenn, we have got ghostly children, a malevolent entity, the ghost of a tea lady, the ghost of World War II airmen. We've got a whole gamut of different types of ghostly apparitions and poltergeist activity. So we should get some fantastic stuff tonight.
OK, well, that's all the makings of a good night out of a Most Haunted, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
Well, it remains to be seen, doesn't it? You know, those are the stories we've been told. That's what we're led to believe. And now we've got those in our minds. Same old story, isn't it? Then that's what we're going to perceive as happening when we hear a bang or a bump or something like that.
But what impresses me about this place is that, you know, this information hasn't been picked up by psychics or mediums. They've been seen on more than one occasion by groups of people all at the same time. So it's not just one person seeing the ghost of a tea lady. It's 3 or 4 people seeing her at exactly the same time, a solid figure, the same as the child and so on. That to me excites me because they're full apparitions that are being seen regularly by a group of people.
Again, it's hearsay though, isn't it? You might have somebody in a group saying, I've just seen something, did you see that? And automatically there's a suggestion, well, I thought I saw something. And then straight away, well, I thought I saw something. And they don't really know what they saw. They probably didn't investigate it at the time, so it could all just be hearsay.
Well, it's easy for us to judge because we actually weren't there, but hopefully we'll be able to, you know, have that conversation tonight if we see a full apparition. The other thing that intrigues me is in the boardroom, there's this massive horseshoe table that seems to be known to vibrate and actually lift up on its own, which for me is extraordinary, and I hope we get that this evening.
Has the horseshoe-shaped table, though, tilted during a council meeting, or has it happened whilst there was some paranormal investigation going on? Because if it actually happened in front of councillors, then I would find that absolutely fascinating, but at the moment it remains to be seen, doesn't it?
And of course we've got the cellars, and they are really creepy. I mean, we've, you know, experienced some creepy cellars, but there's something really quite off about this place. The fact that the whole building has been built on top of a medieval monastery as well. So we haven't just got this town hall, we've got layers of history throughout. So hopefully we should get some great stuff tonight.
Do we know the ghostly tea lady is from the medieval monastery or not, though?
I don't think so.
With so much to investigate and the whole team ready, I was eager to get more acquainted with the building.
Okay guys, so this is the infamous boardroom and this is the infamous table. It's massive, isn't it?
It is. It's also really heavy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, if this thing lifted in a council meeting, then why have we not all heard about it in the news or something like that? But if as ghost hunters, the perception is there automatically that a table could lift up.
Well, I have actually been in seances and done table tipping sessions with extremely large, heavy tables, and they have moved, and it's extraordinary. It really, really is. So unless you've actually experienced it, which you haven't yet, you can't really comment on it.
Well, I want to comment, but until it has happened to me, then I can't comment, can I?
Well, let's hope that it happens tonight.
Well, fair enough. We'll wait and
Absolutely.
see.
But it's a great room, isn't it? You can imagine, can't you?
Great,
That
yeah, you can feel something in here, can't you?
Yeah,
But
definitely.
these big tables do move, Glenn.
Yeah, they really, really do.
Okay, just not publicly.
We shall see later on. I honestly hope, apparently this is a bit of a hotspot, this particular room, for a lot of paranormal activity, so let's hope that we get some stuff tonight.
Okay.
Now in this ballroom, the paranormal